The team goes kra. Sorry. That's a dated reference. Well, dated, it's kind of dated. It's not really that dated, but
It's
in terms of
dated enough. Honestly, I know in my heart that the ting goes skra, but I don't know anything else about the ting, and I wouldn't know where to proceed from there. What's up, my dude?
Not much. What's up with you?
Just chilling.
As we do.
You want to do a show?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
We're talking right now through microphones over the internet, but how will our podcast progress in the future? I'm not reading this off of a note card.
Let's talk about that.
Two best friends created the best show in the universe. And they took that show and made that show 100% worse.
Presenting Podcast Extravaganza 100% Worse, the show that gets better every day. Put on your 3D glasses now.
Just so you know, I definitely did cut in our theme after our a cappella version of the Good Mythical Morning theme. So hopefully we don't get sued for Ear Biscuit infringement. I don't actually know what theme song they use for Ear Biscuits. It's been a minute since I listened.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. The Good Mythical Morning is stuck in my head, though. And it not perpetually, but it's always in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
It will arise when necessary or when not necessary.
Do you have any songs that are perpetually stuck in your head always?
Yes. Yes, I have a few. Hallelujah.
By
obviously.
Leonard Cohen?
Yeah.
Or the Jeff Buckley version?
No, Leonard Cohen.
Okay.
It's like actually stuck there. I think one of the tracks in my brain got stuck on loop and like it's like an analog system, so I can't like unstick the button without taking a screwdriver to my brain, and that's not gonna happen.
You gotta put in you gotta use the pencil first, you gotta twist, and then you gotta do the last little bit with your pinky. Because your brain is a cassette tape.
Just in the ear hole.
In the ear hole.
Stick a pencil in your ear hole to get rid of the songs in your head.
Yeah, it'd be like the cover of Pepper, I think.
Or rather, get rid of the songs outside your head. The only songs you'll be able to hear left are the ones in your head if you do that.
Fantastic. That's a great way to become Rorschach from Watchmen. Another movie that uses Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. So
yeah,
way to tie it in there.
How about you?
I would say that every day of my life, I at some point am humming Michael Jackson's "Beat It."
Oh well, that's actually just humanity. That's like a prereq for humanity.
And unsurprisingly, the DuckTales theme.
Yeah, I should have seen that one coming.
Yep. I can see you looking at my shirt. I think you're going to ask me about it.
Yeah. I was originally thinking about tying this back to the theme, but I'll just ask you straight up. What does your shirt say there, Graham?
You can see it, but I like what you're doing for the sake of our radio audience. This is I just want to stress that Connor is literate. This is a Moon Pie shirt that friend of the show, Kenny Childers, gave me because he's a great giver of Moon Pie shirts. Exclusively. It's really interesting phenomenon.
That's the only thing.
Only thing you'll ever get from Kenny is Moon Pie shirts. He also gave me a great Snagglepuss figurine, which I'm about to put up on my desk any second now.
Kenny apparently has a Moon Pie sponsorship where they just send him t-shirts for free.
Yeah, what's up
and he
with
just
that,
hands
Kenny?
them out.
How'd you get the Moon Pie deal?
Hit us up, Moon Pie.
What's up, Moon Pie? Get at you, boy.
Okay, but
Moon Pie. Well, sorry. Go ahead. But
no. You're still on the Moon Pie thing. I was gonna,
okay, then I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
Moon Pie put out a tweet not too long ago where they seem to kind of preemptively be talking to us. I don't want to say they called us out, but it did feel like a personal attack. They said, "Stop asking." They did not at us. They said, "Stop asking us for sponsorships." Or, well, no, I think they were nicer than that. They were like, "Hey, all you people who want to be sponsored by us, you need more followers."
Super blunt, but in Moon Pie fashion.
Real blunt.
So,
but fair.
Follow us on Twitter.
It's imperative that you follow us on Twitter, not out of kindness, not out of expectation that we'll deliver quality content, even though we will. That's not the point. We just want to be sponsored by MoonPie, and they won't sponsor us unless we have lots of Twitter followers. So please go to 100% worse on Twitter. That's the number 100 words percent and worse.
100% worse.
We've been practicing this jingle for weeks. Speaking of Twitter, you had the drum fill's still going. Ladies and gentlemen, special guest Dave Grohl. Speaking of Twitter or other social media, you had an interesting topic you were talking about on the way here.
Yeah. I was talking with a coworker a little bit about how, like, you know, all the fiascos and stuff with Facebook, and
everyone getting zucked.
We getting zucked out here.
We zucked out here.
And one of my coworkers was expressing interest that she didn't think Facebook would last for that much longer.
Okay.
And that's not something you usually think, because Facebook is eternal.
Sure.
Facebook is immortal. It will always be there.
Yeah, like
with its
MySpace.
crappy memes.
Where else are we going to post our Minion memes if not Facebook?
And it got me thinking, what's Facebook 2? What's coming after Facebook?
Facebook 2. Well, it's interesting. As I said, it's an interesting thing to think about, because we had stuff before Facebook that we've all just kind of forgotten about. Facebook is kind of an all-in-one. Like, you can post stuff, you can post text and pictures and videos, and you can have pages, you can do business, and you can message people.
Yeah, it's kind of a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Social media.
Facebook now, I would normally say Facebook is kind of being replaced by, like, Instagram.
Yeah, something a little faster. Something.
But I think Facebook owns Instagram. Bless you.
I was giving silence so that you could chop it out of the recording.
No, I'm just gonna leave that sneeze in the recording for sure.
The awkward pause.
I'm gonna bass boost that sneeze. And then I'm gonna pitch shift it up and put it on my channel and claim it as my own work.
The Andrew Huan thing, except for, like, that actually sounded really shady. He's actually, like,
no.
Stuff really
I meant
good.
I'm gonna make it into the Nightcore version of that sneeze.
Oh.
No, I'm not gonna. Andrew Wong would take your sneeze and turn it into, like, a piano. I don't know how. He would.
Oh yeah, all we need to do is, like, fix this transient here and, like, EQ this little button here, and bam. Slap this huge modular something that I have next to it, and look, piano. That you can play with a guitar.
We have nothing but the highest respect for Mr. Huang.
Yeah, really, the dude's insane.
If he ever got a Funko Pop, they would be the second best. It would have the second best eyebrows out of any Funko Pop.
Yeah, you're right.
Obviously, the best eyebrows are Dinesh from Silicon Valley, because Kumail Nanjiani has the most amazing pair of eyebrows you've seen in your life. Well, I can see what I'm doing for the rest of the day.
Watching Silicon Valley?
No, I thought we could just go to Google Images and stare at Kumail Nanjiani.
Okay, sounds good. I'll be right back, listeners.
We had MySpace before Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And people were also on, like, AOL, I guess.
Yeah, this was like the baby social media days.
I mean, there've always been, like, chat boards, forums.
Yeah, where there were more forums then, but those aren't necessarily social media. You didn't really have, like, profiles weren't emphasized as much as they are now.
Well, in the future, what changes? I mean, are we talking futuristic tech?
We're talking futuristic tech. I think the next big thing that's gonna replace all these things is gonna have to utilize futuristic tech.
So we're talking after James Cameron drops Avatar 3.
Yeah, Avatar 2 is scheduled for 2019. and then it's like consecutively.
Yeah,
until 2024.
But he's messing with some 3D tech, so I think we're all just gonna have 3D avatars.
You're just like we're gonna have holograms,
we're gonna be able to go around in our 3D in our virtual world and interact with other people's profiles and talk to them and communicate and hang out, and all the events that we now have on Facebook will now take place in virtual locations. And I'm afraid that I've just invented Second Life.
Yes, you are creating a video game. This is what you're doing. But I was thinking it's going to be something more like augmented reality.
Okay.
To where like different overlays, like businesses will have different overlays on signs that if you look at them with your Google Glass or whatever, that it'll be
popular
like,
product Google Glass.
Okay, Google Glass 2.
That's what they're going to call it, since the first one was such a hit.
Whichever one becomes popular. And it's going to like, pop up the business profile right there in your vision to where you can follow it, that kind of thing. You'll get pop-up ads when you're driving down the highway.
Oh, that's not going to be distracting.
It'll be like, boosh, boosh, boosh.
So you're describing like a Ready Player One scenario.
Kind of.
You've got your like virtual reality goggles on, and then if you want to save money, you can have ads displayed on it that just take up part of your vision.
You can license out your eye space for ads for money.
Why stop there? I mean, why not just complete the full run of Futurama predictions and advertising your dreams?
You can MoonPie will pay you to put moon pies in your vision forever. They'll pay you to smell moon pies forever. They'll pay you to eat moon pies forever. Obviously, that's the logical conclusion.
I'm looking
there.
for the part where they get anything out of this.
A sponsorship, a loyal client. Someone who will eat moon pies forever.
I forgot that that's how businesses got loyal clients, by paying them more to be a client than they receive in revenue. It makes it so clear now. So we should have been doing this whole time.
Cracked the economics code.
Yes?
Graham's not touching his ear like he has an earpiece.
I'm just getting word from our producer.
I can confirm there is no earpiece.
I'm getting word from our producer right now. Looks like Dan Brown is outside banging on the glass. He says we've ruined also DaVinci Code 3.
Oh.
And he's ordering us to cease and desist.
What, from outside? Is he yelling at us cease and desist?
Yeah.
Instead of like, usually it's done through a paper or like an email.
Hey, you guys cut that out. It's me, popular author Dan Brown. I'm lifting my appendage with the finger attached to tap on this glass surface in a repeated way.
Yeah, that definitely does sound like Dan Brown. He's overly describing everything that he does. I think this is the real deal.
Yeah, we have Dan Brown right outside of our studio. Let's go get him for an interview.
Ladies and gentlemen, special guest Dan Brown. Okay, he's throwing things. He's throwing objects at the wall. Did he throw an elephant?
Yeah, he threw the studio elephant.
The studio elephant. Oh no. Tortellino. Are you okay, buddy?
His name's Tortellino.
You didn't remember that our studio elephant was named Tortellino?
No, I did not.
Dan Brown hurls elephant at studio. Breaking.
Not clickbait. Gone viral.
not clickbait. Gone sexual.
Yeah, that's also going to be the thing with Facebook too. Is everything is going to need a clickbait appendage there, or it simply won't post. You will not be able to click the post button until it has something.
It won't be allowed.
And find out the shocking reason why.
I just ate this picture of you post a picture of cheesecake and you're like, I just ate this cheesecake. Find out the 3 shocking reasons why. Number 3 will stun you. And then you click through it, and it's like, it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
There was a stun gun in the cheesecake.
There's a stun gun in the cheesecake.
It stunned me.
What a twist. Quick break from talking about the future, as exciting as that is. I've got. I want to resurrect a bit of an old segment.
All right.
One of my favorites and yours.
Swellboards.
We're not swellboards.
Sorry, I'm just trying to think of the earliest segment we created.
No, here is dun 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 dun. Good bad ideas. Bwom.
I like that riff.
These are some good bad ideas that I've had, and I don't even know why the word bad is in there. I certainly didn't write it because I think that these are all perfectly fine ideas, and I just need to get your opinion on a few of them.
Sure thing.
These are some products that I think would be useful, and maybe you might see them in advertisements on Facebook too. The first one is a sleeveless shirt.
Okay.
And I know what you're thinking. I've heard of sleeveless shirts.
Mm-hmm.
They're everywhere. Even dogs wear them. But this sleeveless shirt has no armholes.
So it's a pillowcase. Well,
it's a sleeveless shirt with no armholes for people who want to wear a sleeveless shirt but aren't interested in flexing.
It's more like a...
They bought tickets to the gun show, but they aren't going to make it.
It's kind of like a pen cap for a human.
Like a hat? Like a hat?
Well, hats don't like come down and cover most of it.
Pen caps only go on the top of the pen. Like a cap? You mean like a cap?
Never mind, you were right.
Like a cap hat?
It's like a hat. It's like a human sheath.
I guess if anything, it's like a straitjacket, but for fashion.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, it's a warm day out and you're like, oh man, I just can't be wearing these long cardigan sleeves. So you rip off the sleeves, but then you're like, oh no, my naked arms are showing. And I don't want people to feel insecure based on my bulging guns. I need to put these bad boys away. I need to put them in a case. And
you need to conceal carry.
You need to conceal... Yeah, exactly. Conceal carry your guns. That would be the name of the sleeveless shirt with no armholes company. Would be Concealed Carry.
This is reminding me of a trending picture going around right now of a Target mannequin.
Okay.
And someone clearly wanted to try on the shirt that the mannequin was wearing. So they tried it on and then decided to put it back. But they put it back without putting the arms through the armholes. So it's just kind of like draping over the mannequin. And its arms are just like sticking outside the bottom. And their sleeves are just dangling loosely off to the side. It's amazing.
Well, see, if you don't want to have those loose dangly sleeves, then you get a sleeveless shirt with no armholes.
Yeah, so I see where you're coming from.
Trademark.
I think this is brilliant.
Concealed carry. Trademark. Here's the second one. Alarm clocks are too loud. They make too much noise, they alert your whole family. Sometimes they play a song. Then you hear that song too many times, and you might have loved that song to begin with, but now you hate it. It's your least favorite song. The solution? An alarm clock that makes a soft crinkle, like your pet is getting into something on the other side of the house.
That would wake me up.
I know you've been fast asleep at 3 a.m. Who am I
It
kidding?
wasn't
We
a soft
typically chat
crinkle.
at 3 a.m. I know you've been fast asleep at 4 to 5 a.m. And then suddenly you just hear and you're bolt awake.
Just like, Tim, get out of there.
You think the cat has opened the trash and something catastrophic is about to ensue.
Now, would it be Tim or would it be Marmite? These are his two cats.
It would be Tim.
Would be
Tim
Tim.
is constantly getting into things. I think he never used to, but since he's gotten older, he's kind of in that state, like that Betty White stage of life, where he just doesn't care what people think of him, and he'll just do anything. If you combine Johnny Knoxville with Betty White, that's kind of Timothy's debonair attitude towards life at the moment.
So you can really sum up this idea with just get an old cat.
Yes.
Really, just get an old cat, and then
Yep.
you will wake up every morning. The only problem is it will be varying days, varying times.
Yeah. And I'm sure that your work will understand you. You just call and say, listen, my old Tabby, he really wasn't on the ball today, so blame him if anyone.
Yeah, I didn't. Sorry, he just didn't get into the trash. I didn't wake up.
Didn't get into the trash. I mean, now I did forget to put the chicken skin in the trash, and that is on me. It's literally on me. He put it on me this morning, and that's when I woke up. The chicken skin was on my neck. That was highly unpleasant, but I didn't do it till 9 a.m., and that's why I'm late today for my job at air traffic control, and I'm sorry about all those planes. All right, I've got another idea.
Hit me.
You've heard of 5-hour energy.
Yes.
The small shot that keeps you awake, bolt awake, maybe even a little anxious for 5 hours straight.
A little bit anxious. Have you ever had one? I took one in high school because my mom used to use them for her job, and I didn't get a Monster. Usually I go to like the store and get stuff, and then I get Monsters for like every morning so that I don't have to go out in the morning.
Yep.
But I kind of ran out of Monsters this 1 week, so I decided to try 5-hour energy. First of all, the things are disgusting. They taste horrible.
Yeah, just straight cough syrup.
Yeah, and it was some of the worst anxiety I've ever felt in my life. It was horrible. I was fidgety. I was sweating. I was sweating bullets in the middle of Logic because Logic was the first class of the day. Whoever put a schedule where a class of Logic was the first class scheduled in the day at
Clearly,
like 8:30?
Not the Logic teacher.
Yeah. Well, I don't. That was a horrible decision. But
so if you need to just chill for 5 hours instead of getting spun up, I recommend 5-hour lethargy.
Marijuana. You're describing marijuana.
You're right. I've just invented marijuana. Okay, moving on. Fish shoes.
Fish shoes. Shoes for fish or shoes in the shape of fish?
Fish shoes. Shoes for fish.
Shoes for fish.
Shoes for fish. Listen, people will put shoes on their dog. Every human gets to wear shoes. Even cats sometimes have shoes.
Are you building up to your joke? You are totally building up to your joke, aren't you?
I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm just concerned that fish aren't getting the shoes that they need.
This is 100% going to your jokes. You might as well just tell it now.
I don't even know what joke you're talking about.
What are you talking about? Yes.
You're going to have to tell it. Because I don't know.
What does the fish say when it runs into a wall?
Okay. Hey, Connor.
Yes.
What did the fish say when he ran into a wall?
What?
I can't feel my legs!
This is history behind it. This is quoted as Graham's best joke.
Here's the thing. That is my favorite joke. Nobody likes it. Everybody hates that joke. And I love that joke.
Everyone in the podcast just immediately turn it off so they don't even hear this explanation. But if the one lost poor soul is listening after that, this is why.
We gotta clip along here. Just think about fish shoes and get back to me on that. Now typically fruit is not motorized.
What?
So the idea here is motorized fruit. We're talking motorized bananas. We're talking motorized apples. We're talking motorized pears.
I hear your
We're
words.
talking motorized blueberries. We're talking motorized raspberries. We're talking motorized papayas. We're talking motorized watermelons. We're talking motorized
I understand.
Scott Hoying.
You're
We're talking
going to have to
motorized Mitch
extrapolate.
Grassi.
You're going to have to emphasize
motorized
what
cantaloupe.
does the motor do?
We're talking Motorola cell phones. We're talking.
What does the motor do in the fruit?
It's a motor.
That does what? What does it motor?
It powers it.
It powers. Okay, what does a fruit need power for?
It needs for nutrients.
Mechanical nutrients. Mechanized nutrients.
I just feel like you're not listening. The fruit is motorized.
Yes,
which provides it with energy.
Yes,
you get energy from eating fruit. Where does the fruit get the energy?
From chemicals.
Fruit motor. The last one is a webcam edition that Okay. It's a webcam edition that tracks your friend's eye movements and smacks them in the face if they aren't paying attention to the hilarious video you're trying to show them.
Okay, this is a bad idea. This is too many times has someone shown me something on their phone and they're like, "Oh, look at this." I'm like, "Oh, that's neat. That's really cool." But like, I'm totally zoned out and I don't even pay attention.
So this is starting to sound like a great idea.
No, because this would slap me, and I don't want things to slap me.
So getting back to motorized fruit. If I showed you a video of motorized fruit, I would expect you to pay attention.
You would be very hard pressed to find a video on motorized fruit. And if you recorded a video before this podcast expecting this to happen, then bravo on you.
I didn't need to record a video. There's already guy.exe by Superfruit. Checkmate!
You have a point. Okay, I am in. This is a brilliant idea.
So motorized fruit and fish shoes, the first two official sponsors of Facebook 2.
You're gonna have to... shoes for fish?
Shoes for fish.
Shoes for fish.
I feel like we've discussed that one into the ground. Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Before we wrap up here, can you dip into the dictionary of dreams?
Oh, sure thing. What do you want to look up? Motor and fruit, or
I'm hoping you can find fish.
Fish. Why fish?
Fish, as in fish shoes.
As in fish shoes.
I need some guidance on how to proceed with fish shoes.
F is
Can
before
you get fish?
H. Yes, I have to do the alphabet every single time I try and find a letter.
H.
Okay. Well, I found fruit.
Fruit? Oh, we'll go with fruit. Hang on.
Okay. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. I got it.
By the way, in case anyone's wondering why the Set the Mood music sounds the way that it does, it's played on a $1 recorder that somebody found at the state fair. And not all the holes are drilled all the way through, and they're not really spaced evenly. And sometimes it doesn't make any sound at all the first time that I blow on it. So here's what the Dictionary of Dreams has to say about fruit, and this will definitely guide our motorized fruit making process. I'm going to give you 2 bars, and then you can just zip on in.
Fruit. To dream of seeing fruit ripening among its foliage usually foretells to the dreamer a prosperous future. Green fruit signifies disappointed efforts or hasty
Connor,
action.
ask it what it says about motorized fruit.
For a young woman to dream of eating green fruit indicates her degradation and loss of inheritance.
And what about motorized fruit?
Eating fruit is unfavorable usually. To buy or sell fruit denotes much business, but not very remunerative. Remunerative, I think, is how you pronounce that. To see or eat ripe fruit signifies uncertain fortune and pleasure.
And what's the motorized part? Which part says motorized fruit?
There's no motor. If it said motorized fruit here, it wouldn't be a bad idea now, would it? Because it have already been written down, right?
You're right. I just thought that a book of prophecy might have a little bit more to say about the things that I was going to do with my future. Folks, that wraps up the show this week. Thank you all so much for listening. If you want to get in contact with us, by which I mean send us memes or pictures of your grandparents or geckos with hats, I guess. We're still taking submissions for geckos with hats.
I will never not take a submission with a gecko.
If you'd like to send us pictures of some fruit you motorized, that's copyright infringement, and you'll be talking to our lawyers. Quick correction from last week. I did mention that I was contacted by a lawyer when I tried to purchase the domain turboteen.com. I think I said last week that he wanted $15,000. Mm-hmm. I did check the chat, and he actually wanted $24,000.
That's a lot of money, and I don't think the guy was a real lawyer.
Hey, you're not a real lawyer. I don't know. He had a pretty convincing Skype handle. If you'd like to send us an email, you can send us an email at hundo@turboteenmovie.com. Or if you want one that might be a little easier to remember, 100% at Gmail. No, 100% worse at gmail.com. That's the number 100, the words percent and worse at gmail.com.
Or you can fish us a tweet. That actually kind of made sense, didn't it?
It did make sense. You want to kick it again with something that's stupid?
Yeah, let's kick it something that's stupid. What did we do that's stupid? We did a lot of stuff that's stupid. If you want to human pen cap us at the rate. At 100% worse.
That's the number 100, the words percent and worse. On Twitter. Thanks to Kenny Childers for doing our opening voiceover.
Yeah.
What a legend.
Also follow us on Twitter. We would need this Moon Pie sponsorship.
Yes, please do follow us on Twitter at 100% worse, because we really do need that Moon Pie sponsorship. It's the most important thing in the world to us. We need that Moon Pie money so that we can start motorizing fruit and getting it out into the world for you to enjoy.
And this is probably old news because this is the second episode now. But yes, we've our names have been changed
to protect the innocent.
If you've been subscribed to Sellswords before, you're still subscribed now. Yep. If you find us now at 100% worse and you're scrolling through our feed wondering what the heck is Sellswords, that's still us. That's just still us. Old.
That was our old show.
Yeah.
And if you, by the way, if you enjoy 100% worse, I highly recommend going back and listening to Sellswords. It's basically this, just that there's a shtick where we take we took requests from people who had trivial disputes and we flipped a coin to choose a side to debate them, and it was a good time. I do recommend checking that out as well.
But yeah, if you like the show, go ahead and leave an iTunes rating. This greatly helps us in expanding our reach.
Mm-hmm. And if you like the show as well, please share it with a friend or an enemy or your gecko while you're putting on his hat.
Thanks. Have a great week.
You have a good one. Motorize some fruit. I believe in you. Long live Turbo Teen.
I thought you just said that was a copyright infringement.
This has been 100% worse.
And they took that show and made that show 100